This is David Akin of CTV at the Vimy Monument, and we're at the base of the monument right now, looking at the names that are inscribed on the monument. Just to give you some perspective, there it is, the sunlight is just hitting it this morning. Now, in the Battle of Vimy Ridge, we're just going to stroll around, and these are all names written on the wall. In the Battle of Vimy Ridge, fought over Easter weekend, 1917, there were 10,000 casualties, and about 3,600 of those, a little more than that, were dead, killed in action in this particular battle. Canada lost another 1,600 men or so in the 2 weeks prior to the battle, because there was all sorts of raids. Now, the names on this wall are not necessarily those who fell at Vimy Ridge. These are the names, some 10,000, trying to go by memory here, 10,000 or so of soldiers who died in the First World War and whose remains were never found. So there is some cemeteries here on Vimy Ridge and throughout France, First World War cemeteries, and generally those are of soldiers whose remains were found, and they might have been identified or whatnot. There are lots of graves on this site that do say, known only unto God. And so on this wall we have the names, as I say, of all those who died in the First World War and who were never found. There are about 600 names here of those who fell here at Vimy Ridge, and their remains were never found. And there's that beautiful sun. Remarkable. And of course the weather in Easter 1917 was absolutely terrible. It was a blizzard, blinding snow going into the Germans' faces, which helped the Canadians out a bit. But it was cold, it was wet, drizzly. Of course, it was all muck. Right now, as we look around, we see green, we see forests. And that's the wood, the direction the Canadians came from, would have been much different. No green, no forest, nothing to speak of, just mud and gray. And we come down to the end of the wall. These are the all alphabetical. We're into the W's here, and you're wondering, what's that? Well, this has been placed here to recognize Canada's first Silver Cross mother, Charlotte Wood. Charlotte Wood lost 5 sons in World War I. She lost Joseph, Louis, Fred, Darcy, and Percy. One died here, one at the Somme, one was torpedoed in the Atlantic, one at Passchendaele and elsewhere. And she was, as I say, Canada's first Silver Cross mother, and met Edward VIII at Westminster Abbey and was one of the mothers who placed a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier in Westminster Abbey. And then she would die in 1930.